Hey guys, in this video I'm walking you through exactly what it was like to apply the Q2 Evo Pure ceramic coating from Geon and why I didn't totally love it. What's going on guys? Luke here with Wilson Auto Detailing. I'm a pro detailer based out of Nashville, Tennessee. Listen, just the other day I applied the Pure coating from Geon to this Tesla, and this is a relatively new coating, came out in 2022, and that's why I want to talk about it because while yes, I liked certain parts of it, the parts that I didn't like kind of outweighed the parts I did like. And for any professional detailer who's running an actual day-to-day detailing business, applying ceramic coatings day-to-day like I am, I want you guys to have the full picture of why I think this might not become your default coating. Now, the first thing I want to do is walk you guys through the positive things about this coating that I think make it really, really awesome and particularly unique. The number one thing that probably separates this from every other coating is that it's got basically a 10-minute flash time. Now, let me temper that with a couple things. Obviously, as the humidity increases, the heat increases, and maybe the temperamental effects of your environment get more extreme, that is going to change. But literally, this can be left on the paint for 10 minutes before, let's say, something bad happens in you trying to remove it. I actually don't know that I've used any other coating on the market where it's got a flash time of that amount of time. So you could see where this could be a really easy sell to say, hey, why would you not want to use a coating where you can apply it and then do a huge section like I did with this Tesla? I actually applied it to the fender, the driver's side door, and the door behind the driver's side door, all kind of in one fell swoop without removing anything. So in essence, I could coat one entire side of the Tesla without having to remove anything. And in some ways you might say that creates a situation where you could apply a coating in like basically no time. Now guys, before we continue with the video, make sure if you guys want to get involved in ceramic coatings and paint correction today, risk-free, because you're worried about damaging something, you don't know how to take it step by step, and you're worried about overspending on stuff you don't need, make sure you go below in the YouTube description box, grab my free 5-part video series, the Ceramic Coating Quick Start, because not only are you going to get the hands-on training you need and save money, but you're also going to learn how to get your first few customers so you can actually start making money right away instead of spending a bunch of money and not having a way to actually cash flow your hands-on training. The Ceramic Coating Quick Start free 5-part video series is below in the YouTube description box. Now let's go ahead and get back into the video. Now the next benefit to this product is that it sits only at $60, and frankly, as somebody who purchases a lot of ceramic coatings, a $60 ceramic coating is really not half bad. Now I think it is important for you guys to be able to see exactly how much I went through because I actually went through a little over half of the bottle just to do this Tesla. So while yes, it only sits at $60, there isn't going to be a lot of use out of the same bottle, assuming you get the 30 milliliter like I did. Now, in addition to the unique flash time, the other unique mechanism or selling prop for this particular coating is the way that it looks. So while no, it's not designed for like a crazy amount of slickness, it is kind of described as this candy coating that, you know, really you see this awesome gloss and shine where things start to kind of melt in the paint. I describe a lot of different coatings like that. This certainly is one of them. The aesthetic, the visual appeal is absolutely unbelievable. Now, if you lined this up to a few other coatings that I use on a day-to-day basis, would I be able to tell the difference? I don't know, but yes, there's no doubt that the shine is absolutely incredible. Now, I also want to be clear about the install, as of course we are clipping back and forth so you can actually see part of the install. The installation of this coating is extremely easy. That is not the negative part. Putting it on the paint is really straightforward. You do have to use a relatively liberal amount on the pad, as you guys have seen, but it's actually really easy to use. You can go over it again and again to even it out. You can apply it in any direction you want. You are not limited to a crosshatch pattern. And once again, this is partly due to that really long flash time, so you can take as much time as you want kind of going over it in whatever pattern you want to ensure that it is evenly spread. And then my favorite part about this coating is that yes, it can be applied outside or in an environment that isn't, you know, covered garage temperature, humidity controlled. And as a guy who likes to work outside, that is something that I appreciate. Now let me give you guys kind of the trade-off that I think is happening with this particular ceramic coating, and let me preface this with a little bit of a disclaimer.
What I'm about to say is completely my opinion. It is not the opinion of all detailers in the world. This is a great ceramic coating for certain situations, and many people probably will love this ceramic coating. It is also no doubt worth the $60 that anyone would pay for this particular coating. I cannot speak on the durability of it because I haven't seen it over the long period of time, and I definitely enjoyed the all-in-all entirety of the process of its application. So the negative things that I'm about to say are strictly my opinion, and maybe they're isolated only to me.
The thing about this coating that I really did not like was the removal. Removing this coating from the paint, and I have used coatings across the board from professional coating companies where you have to be certified to the most retail of the retail grade coatings, and this is a relatively difficult product to remove. I want to be clear here. It is not difficult to remove because it so adheres and flashes to the paint. It is difficult to remove because of the quantity of product that is on the paint and the, let's say, substance of the liquid. It's kind of like honey or syrup spread across the paint. It really is kind of like pulling off a substance that is that sticky. Again, it is not that in pulling it off you're gonna get a bunch of high spots. I wasn't afraid of getting even a tiny high spot on the car the entire time I was applying it, because again, pulling off the coating was not difficult because it was flashing so intensely to the paint. It's that it was so sticky and there was so much of it, as they suggest you do use a really liberal amount of product in order to do it, that when you think about saving time by being able to do these huge panels, I noticed I actually didn't save that much time because the removal was so time consuming. It also required me to use a lot more of my own microfiber towels than I usually would have to. I actually went through 3 different initial buffing towels in order to get the body of the Tesla totally coated, because again, I was picking up so much coating. So listen, here's the way I look at ceramic coatings. We don't do any specific ceramic coating sponsorships, and so I tend to look at coatings in light of all of the other coatings that are available on my shelf. If I had this coating versus any other coating on my shelf, generally speaking, I'm not going to grab a coating like this, and I want to be specific in terms of what I'm saying in the removal here. There are more professional grade coatings that are probably going to have more durability than something like this, and it is relatively difficult to remove some of those coatings, but in the removal of those coatings, the difficulty is not in the excess of the liquid or kind of this intense syrupy feel. It's more in your strategic ability to level the product and kind of put in the effort to ensure that you're not getting a high spot. It's not that you're picking up a ton of coating, it's that those coatings flash so intensely to the paint that the little bit of excess you need to pick up takes a little bit more effort and, let's say, a trained eye to ensure that it's totally done, but it's not this sticky, syrupy feel. It's almost more like the ceramic coating kind of avoids getting picked up by the towel, and it just takes a little bit more training in order to do it properly. It's not that the towel is sticking to the coating and almost being grabbed the whole way by this excess amount of liquid. Now that might have been super confusing the way I explained that, and probably the only way to explain that well is to take 2 products that I'm talking about and put them next to each other, but that's kind of the difference between this coating and the other coatings that I might prefer. Now the only other less than flattering thing that I might say about this product is that yes, in theory it's a really cool idea to have a 10-minute flash time where you can just apply it to these huge panels or entire sides of the car, but honestly, and this is just my opinion, if I was able to do that versus take a coating that has basically an immediate flash time where I can apply it and immediately remove it, then move to the next panel, that actually makes me faster in my overall application than something like this. Now I want to end on a good note here, so take a look again at the final result here outside in the sun and partly shaded. Yes, this is a fantastically glossy, shiny, got a lot of depth, got a lot of that kind of wet, buttery, candy appearance to it. It looks absolutely fantastic, and I want to pull it in so you guys can see it under the garage shop lights as well. Again, absolutely awesome. Those lights kind of bend and warp and melt into the paint. It looks absolutely fantastic. The aesthetic, the visual appeal is not in question at all. Again, what I do is put these things on a scale for my own detailing business in the professional kind of real world of applying ceramic coatings, and I say, okay, is that type of gloss and shine enough nuanced difference for me to really notice over another coating that's going to be a little bit easier for me to apply? If the answer is no, I'm probably just going to reach for the ceramic coating that's a little bit easier for me to apply. I'm probably going to get more out of it. I've got a much quicker flash time, which ends up actually making me much quicker in the overall detail, and I'm not having to go through 3 different initial buffing towels because I'm not having a ton of excess. The coatings that I generally use professionally that you can only get if you have the certification, generally speaking, a little bit goes a long way. The gloss and shine absolutely matches this, and I'm not going to be able to kind of separate the nuance difference, and again, it's going to make me way faster and they're going to have a little bit more durability. So in light of the grand scheme of things with ceramic coatings, I'm generally going to choose something that isn't this one. Now my final note might be this: if I was a consumer hobbyist doing these to neighbors' cars, friends' cars, and my own cars because I like it, absolutely I understand having a product like this that just has these tiny little nuanced differences that make it more appealing or less appealing relative to other products, or just wanting to try something new and buy another product. Certainly something like this has its place. Now guys, like I said, I'm sure there are other people who have a very different opinion of this product, so I will link it up in the YouTube description box below if you want to check it out for yourself. Like I said, the 30 milliliter bottle sits at about $60, and again, it might be a perfect fit for you. It's just not the right fit for me. Nothing to do with Geon, nothing to do with other products that they have. It's just this one specifically doesn't fit into my particular day-to-day situations. Guys, make sure before you bounce off this video, go below in the YouTube description box and grab that free ceramic coating quick start. It's that 5-part free video series where we're not just teaching you how to get involved with ceramic coatings and paint correction risk-free, but also how to actually get your first few customers so you can start making money immediately instead of buying a bunch of stuff and having no customers. Again, that ceramic coating quick start is below in the YouTube description box. Grab that before you go. And guys, if you like product reviews like like this where I'm just kind of delving into exactly why I do or don't think it has a place on my shelf, hit the like button because it lets me know that some of this information was helpful and I can do a little bit more of these kind of brutally honest reviews. And as always, guys, thank you for watching, and from Luke here at Wilson Auto Detailing, keep working hard, and I'll see you in the next video.